So this is my presentation on anthropogenic upwelling. So global warming is no longer a threat as it is a serious issue and it is progressing quite quickly. As you can see on my outline, there is a global emissions chart for carbon dioxide, and since the Industrial Revolution, carbon dioxide levels have exponentially increased, and you can see that from the 1950s when we started inventing cars and refrigerators and microwaves and all that good home stuff, pollutants have increased in our atmosphere. So with this carbon crisis, scientists have looked at many different ways of solving this, and there is an immediate relief that I have created, and it deals with ocean upwelling. So ocean upwelling occurs when wind comes down through a coastal area and pushes the water away from the land, and so deep ocean water will come up and replace the water that was along the coastline. And deep ocean water is really nutrient rich, it's really cold, and you can see on the world map, ocean upwelling occurs on mainly the west coast of North America, South America, and also along regions of Africa. And upwelling is really important because it provides the nutrients needed for phytoplankton to photosynthesize. And so this is where my idea comes into play. So phytoplankton rely on sunlight, nutrients, and carbon dioxide, and they sit in the surface ocean. And what they do is they photosynthesize to take inorganic carbon, which is CO2, and convert it back into organic carbon, which is CHO. So carbon, a hydrogen, and an oxygen. And so when the phytoplankton photosynthesize, they are simultaneously remineralizing carbon dioxide back into its natural form. So the natural form of carbon, which is actually really good for our Earth, sinks down into the ocean, and it is stored in the bottom of the ocean. So this process takes normally about 2 weeks to occur. So it's really quick. It's called the biotic pump. And once this occurs in a more rapid fashion, we will be able to solve the carbon crisis, at least temporarily, and relieve global warming. So the natural process occurs with phytoplankton, as we know, and in the surface of the ocean. But the problem is that the surface ocean is very nutrient depleted. So I thought about anthropogenic upwelling. Anthropogenic upwelling would occur with the use of industrial-sized fans placed into ocean gyres in the middle of the Pacific and Atlantic Oceans to promote ocean upwelling at least 3 times per year. So instead of an annual upwelling, you'll be getting it 3 times per year. What this will do is increase our carbon dioxide uptake into the ocean 3 times faster. So there are utopian consequences to this. Obviously, fans will provide immediate relief to our carbon dioxide problems, but also the fans will be placed at such an angle that they will only rely on the current of the ocean to keep them moving and spinning to project these nutrients up towards the surface ocean. Also, there will be more jobs created as we need people to make the fans and also implement them and install them into these ocean gyres. So new technology will need to be relied on, and also people to physically put them into place and monitor them to make sure that they are not being disturbed during their upwelling processes. A couple of dystopian consequences. We are going to need a lot of resources, so we will be polluting in the process to make these fans, but overall they will pay for themselves, and they will also provide much more of a benefit than the short-term costly problems it takes to buy them. The setup time and cost will be quite long. It's going to take a while to put each of these fans into place, as the ocean gyres in the Pacific and the Atlantic are quite long and large, so we're going to need a lot of fans. Also, there will be an impact on marine life. There are a few different species of marine life who congregate on the ocean floor, so they might be displaced, but these fans will only be about as wide as like a 3-foot width and then as long as about 10 feet. So they won't be taking up too much space, and they will be in an orderly fashion in the middle of these dryers, so they will not displace many marine life animals. My idea for ocean anthropogenic upwelling is extremely smart because it will provide the perfect amount of time for us to figure out new ways to limit production and manufacturing and make it earth and eco-friendly.